how we properly look after our pets.
Yeah, we've looked at some really detailed guidance on this.
And it really hits home that owning a pet is, well, it's more than just food and a roof.
Hmm.
It's a huge privilege for sure, but also a pretty big responsibility.
Spot on. And for you listening, what we want to do in this deep dive is sort of boil all that down to the essentials.
Right.
We're going to focus on those core routines, the things you do daily, weekly, and monthly that make a real difference to your pet's health and, honestly, their happiness, too.
And that covers quite a range, doesn't it? We're talking dogs, cats, rabbits, even smaller guys like guinea pigs.
Exactly. The principles apply across the board, even if the specifics change a bit.
So our mission today is basically to give you a clear roadmap, a shortcut to the must-dos for any pet owner.
Sounds good.
Okay, let's get into it. Starting with those everyday things, the daily routines. These feel like the foundation.
They really are. These are the consistent actions that directly impact how your pet feels day to day. Feeding and water, hydration, that's
Yeah.
got to be number one.
Yeah, and it's not just, chucking food down whenever. The source is really stressed, keeping feeding times consistent.
That predictability is huge for them. It builds like a sense of security.
And the food itself, obviously, has to be suitable, right, for their species, their age, size, any health issues.
Yeah, you can't just guess. For dogs and cats, usually that means a good quality commercial food, though sometimes vets might suggest, a specific homemade diet if needed.
Okay, and water.
Yeah.
Seems simple, but crucial.
Oh, absolutely vital. Fresh water, always available.
Huh.
And changing it ideally twice a day isn't just about keeping it clean.
It actually encourages them to drink more.
Exactly, which is so important for things like kidney health. You might actually be surprised how much more they drink if it's really fresh.
Interesting. Okay, moving on. Exercise and mental stimulation. I think we all know this is important, maybe sometimes struggle with it, but it's not just physical, is it?
Not at all. It's massively important for their psychological well-being, too. It keeps them from getting bored, anxious, or destructive sometimes.
And how that looks varies a lot, right?
Totally. For a dog, it's your regular walks, proper sniffing time, exploring not just a quick trip outside, playtime too, and safe off-leash running, if possible.
Huh.
Cats, it's often about tapping into that hunter instinct. Think interactive toys, feather wands, laser pointers. Carefully, of course.
Oh yeah, the laser pointer dance.
It fulfills a real need for them. It's not just silly play.
And we shouldn't forget the smaller pets. The guide mentioned things like supervised floor time for rabbits or guinea pigs.
Yes, getting them out of the cage to explore safely is key. And providing toys isn't just extra. It stops boredom setting in, which can lead to other problems.
Right, keeps their minds busy. Okay, let's talk hygiene. Maybe not the most fun topic, but essential.
Fundamental for health, and let's be honest, for keeping your home environment pleasant too.
Tell me about it. For cat owners, scooping that litter box daily. It's just got to be done.
Yeah, not just for smell, but for the cat's own comfort and health. They're clean animals.
And clearing waste from the yard for outdoor pets.
Mm-hmm.
Also key for stopping parasite spreading.
Definitely. But hygiene's broader than just waste, right? Grooming comes into it daily too, even simple stuff.
Like brushing.
Even a quick daily brush, especially for longer-haired pets, it cuts down on matting, reduces shedding all over your furniture,
Always a bonus.
and it helps spread their natural skin oils, keeping the coat healthy. Plus, it's a chance to feel for any lumps or bumps.
Good point. The guide also made a strong case for daily teeth brushing. That sounds ambitious for some pets.
It can be. It really can. But it is the best way to prevent dental disease, which is incredibly common and can cause serious pain and health issues.
Where do you start?
That's a fair question. The key is usually gradual introduction, like let them lick pet-safe toothpaste off your finger first. Then maybe gently touch the toothbrush to their teeth for a second. Keep sessions super short and positive. Maybe follow up with a treat. Build it up slowly.
Slowly and steady. Got it. Okay, last on the daily list. Health monitoring and bonding. Sounds kind of combined.
It really is. Just interacting with your pet every day, playing, petting them, you get to know what's normal for them.
So you spot changes quicker.
Exactly.
Oh.
Changes in their energy, their appetite, how they look. The guide mentions checking eyes, ears, skin, even their posture. Anything unusual, you'll notice it sooner.
And that quality time obviously strengthens the bond too, builds trust.
Absolutely. It's reassurance for them and connection for you both.
Okay, so those are the dailies. Solid foundation. What happens when we zoom out a bit to the weekly routines? What's the focus shift?
Weekly stuff builds on the daily habits, often involving a bit more thoroughness or maintenance. Grooming is a good example.
So more than just the quick daily brush.
Yeah, the guide suggests a really thorough brush at least once a week for most pets. This is where you really get down to the skin, distribute oils properly, check carefully for parasites, skin issues, things like that.
Makes sense. And then there's nail care, often a bit nerve-wracking.
It can be for owners and pets sometimes, but checking nails weekly is important. Even if they don't need trimming every single week, just handling their paws regularly gets them used to it.
Good point. Why is trimming so important?
Overgrown nails can be painful. They can get snagged and torn, cause infections, and even affect how they walk, their posture. So keeping them at a good length prevents a lot of hassle.
Okay, duly noted. What about cleaning on a weekly scale?
Right, so this is about preventing bacteria buildup in their immediate environment. Food and water bowls, they need a proper scrub with soap and warm water at least monthly. Think about the saliva and food remnants.
Yeah, good point. And their sleeping spots, beds, blankets.
Definitely. Washing bedding, blankets, soft toys weekly helps control odors and reduces the risk of things like fleas or mites setting up shop.
And for pets in enclosures, like hamsters or rabbits.
For them, the Wentley clean is usually more involved. It means a full change of the litter or bedding, and often disinfecting the surfaces of the cage or enclosure itself. Keeps ammonia levels down and bacteria in check.
Okay, maintaining that clean, healthy space. What about keeping their brains ticking over weekly?
Yeah, that's where maybe more structured enrichment comes in. Things like introducing a new toy or rotating their old ones so they seem novel again.
Keeps things interesting for them.
Exactly. And weekly training sessions, even just 5–10 minutes, are great. Reinforce commands, teach a new trick maybe. It's great for mental stimulation and your bond.
What about things like puzzle feeders?
Oh, fantastic tools. Puzzle feeders, scent games where they have to find hidden treats. These are brilliant weekly activities to make them work their brains a bit. Really satisfying for them.
I like that. Okay, rounding out the weekly tasks, checking their gear.
Yes, basically a quick safety check. Look over their collar, leash, harness, even their toys. Are there any signs of fraying, cracking, wear and tear that could cause it to break?
Important.
And it's a good time to just double check their ID tag is readable and securely attached. And maybe just confirm your microchip details are still up to date online. It takes 2 minutes, but gives peace of mind.
Absolutely crucial, that ID stuff. Okay, weekly's covered. Now, let's step back even further to the monthly routines. These seem more focused on preventative health, maybe.
That's a great way to put it. Monthly tasks often tackle those longer-term preventative measures and deeper maintenance checks. Parasite prevention is a big one here.
Right, the flea, tick, heartworm treatments. The guide was clear, monthly, consistently.
Yeah, and crucially, it stressed this applies even if your pet is mostly indoors. Parasites can still hitch a ride inside on shoes, clothes, or other pets.
Good reminder.
And keeping a simple record of when you give the treatment is smart, easy to lose track otherwise. Also, just keeping an eye out for any rare side effects after giving medication is always wise.
Okay, what else falls into the monthly check? Weight.
Yes, weight and body condition. Hopping them on the scale once a month can flag any big changes, up or down, but just as important is the hands-on check.
What does that involve?
Basically, feeling their ribs. You should be able to feel them easily without pressing hard, sort of like the back of your hand, but you shouldn't usually see the ribs distinctly.
Okay.
And looking down at them from above, they should have a visible waist and indentation behind the ribs. If they're suddenly gaining or losing weight or their shape changes, it could signal a health issue needing a vet check.
That hands-on check sounds really practical. What about teeth and ears again, monthly?
Yeah, so even with daily brushing, the guide suggests maybe adding something extra monthly. This could be dental wipes, specific chews approved by vets, or maybe an oral rinse if recommended. It's like a top-up.
And ears.
For pets prone to waxy buildup or infections, a gentle monthly clean can help. But, and this is important, only use vet-approved cleaning solutions and never, ever poke anything down into the ear canal. Just clean the visible parts.
Got it. Gentle is key. And for those pets in cages or tanks, the monthly clean sounds like a big one.
It is. It's the deep clean. Beyond the weekly tidy up, this involves removing everything, replacing all the bedding or substrate, scrubbing the enclosure itself, cleaning all the accessories, perches, hides, wheels, you name it, and thoroughly sanitizing food and water dishes. It prevents serious buildup of bacteria or mold.
Okay, a proper reset for their environment. Lastly, the guide mentioned keeping a health log.
Yeah, this is a really proactive idea. Just jotting down anything unusual you noticed during the month. Maybe they seemed a bit off their food one day, or had a weird sneeze, or seemed less active.
Like a little health diary.
Exactly. Then, once a month, you just review those notes. It helps you spot patterns or decide if something you notice might actually warrant a call to the vet. Especially helpful for older pets or those with ongoing conditions, it helps you be a really informed owner.
This has been incredibly useful. It really paints a picture of pet care as this ongoing commitment, layered with these daily, weekly, and monthly actions.
It absolutely is. And as the guide rightly points out, you always need to tailor it. What a Great Dane needs daily is very different from a hamster, right? It has to be specific to the species and the individual animal.
For sure. But investing in this kind of structured routine, it feels like it's not just about ticking boxes. It's fundamentally about giving them the best chance at a healthy, happy, enriched life with us.
That's the heart of it. And maybe a final thought for you listening. Think about how being this consistent daily, weekly, monthly doesn't just benefit your pet directly, it sharpens your observation skills.
Hmm.
By doing these checks regularly, you build this incredible baseline understanding of your pet. It makes you so much better at noticing those tiny, subtle changes that might be the very first sign of a health problem. That early detection, born out of routine, can make a massive difference down the road.